So in this session, we're going to look at how we are going to proceed. We're going to learn and how it is going to help you overcome your problems for anthropology for 2025. So you all know that already Abhishek Singh, who is this year Anthro Topper, is our student of Anthro 555 Foundation. And you can see the scores 142 and 156. And Akash, who has been long time student of mine, 146 and 145. So 291, he's the third highest scorer in anthropology. Things have been tested and tried, at the same time trusted. This course is not designed for 70 hours or 80 hours, but only 25 hours. If you know why you want to do it, you will anyhow do it. He who has why to leave can bear almost anyhow. So if you know why you want to do it, then when you have a reason why, automatically you will work hard and put all your energies to do it. Hello everyone, welcome to Shiva Teja Sir. This is the orientation session for Anthro 555 Crash Course. So in this session, we're going to look at how we are going to proceed, what is it going to consist of, all the features of this course we are going to learn, and how it is going to help you overcome your problems for anthropology for 2025 mains. And who is it for? So the session outline: what is the course philosophy, the class structure and flow, content enrichment and value addition, the strategy and approach, and what's your role and what's my role. We are going to look at these things one after the other. So you all know that already Abhishek Singh, who is this year Anthro Topper, is our student of Anthro 555 Foundation. And you can see the scores 142 and 156. And Akash, who has been long time student of mine, 146 and 145. So 291, he is the third highest scorer in anthropology. And even in last year also, we have very good scores, Benzo, Vineet and Navya. So what I meant to say here is that the things have been tested and tried, at the same time trusted. Okay, so the course philosophy. See, basically this course is not designed for 70 hours or 80 hours, but only 25 hours. So what are you going to cover in 25 hours? This might be your question, but you will get to understand when you do that course. But I'll be explaining each and everything in detail as well. So the course philosophy is that you might be in any situation, right? So if you know why you want to do it, you will anyhow do it. If you know why you have to do it, then obviously the strength, the resilience that you need to achieve it will automatically come. So this has been put in words of Friedrich Nietzsche as well. He who has why to live can bear almost anyhow. So if you know why you want to do it, then when you have a reason why, automatically you will work hard and put all your energies to do it. If I have to give you one example, last year Navya has come to me in between prelims and mains. Everybody has to listen to this, that she is a mother, she is an IT employee. She did not take leave yet at that time. She was planning to take leave. And between prelims and mains, she has come for anthropology. And she did not complete her foundation yet. She has lots of doubts. She did not practice answer writing. But she believed in herself. She knows that she has to do it. And that's what I think made her become. Today she got a rank and she's IRS today, and I feel that's what the motivation that should be existing behind a person to work hard. So if you know, if you want to do it, then it is possible, and especially with respect to anthropology, we will make it possible. And this course is going to help you, at least if you are working hard and following the instructions properly, that will take you to maximum push and get you good score in the final examination. So why this course? The course has already been tried, it is tested and it has been trusted. And if you see last year, there is one more ranker, Aravindan. He just completed the course just few days before the exam, yet which was 240 in the previous year, the score increased to 263. And I did not post the podcast yet, but when it comes, you will be able to hear from himself that he has done it multiple times, whatever we have done. Instead of dipping his score this year, in paper 2, again it is 138 or something. So where paper 2 was trouble for most of the people, but our students done exceptionally well and the scores improved. And this year we have multiple rankers enrolled for this course. So it is tried and it is already tested and it has been trusted by the toppers and the mains and interview giving aspirants who has already done. Okay, and this is booster dose for every aspirant. You might be a beginner, you might have just tried to write prelims, but still you can reach to the maximum of your potential by using this course, or you have done your foundation. You can improve the value add from here for the important topics, or you might have read it, might have revised it, but you don't know how to present it. So that also you'll be learning here. For all the people, it's a booster dose. And next thing, high return on investment. I told you we are going to take it for 25 hours only, not 50 hours. Because you see, there are courses I've seen that in many of the people, if you see there are for 50 days, 60 days. If the classes are going on for these many number of days, when are you going to incorporate those things in your answers? When are you going to internalize the content within yourself? How are you going to do it? It's not possible. So it should be realistic and practical, and at the same time, it should have high return on investment. So that's the intention here. And I told you, right, 25 days you spend, and within 25 hours, we'll try to get 250 plus. So that's what we meant to say by high return on investment and turning paper 2 into your strength. So many of the people come to me that, sir, their paper 2 is not prepared well. Don't worry. Paper 2 is going to be your strength once you do this. So paper 2 will become your strength, and many a times we read the lines but we forget to read between the lines. There are many things implicitly said within the subject. Many a times people don't understand. They are not able to decode what is being mentioned and what exactly is being talked about. When you don't understand that concept or the meaning, what is being said, or how the trend is being analyzed. If you see UPSC, the trend, people are not able to understand it properly and they are going to the same conventional pattern again and again. So that's what is making them get stuck at those marks. And here we are going to analyze it properly and get to study between the lines. Okay, so you're going to learn between the lines, not just what is mentioned there. And again, I told you, right, paper 2. So you can see 151. One of my students could not get selected, but you can see his score 151 in paper 2 and 113 in paper 1. See, when paper 2 is difficult for many of them, but for our students, out of 45 people who have given mains last year, you check, more than 60% of the people have scored 135 plus. More than 65%. So paper 2 has been our strength, and if I have to show you, you can see the Navya scorecard as well. She has been one of the topper in paper 2. I'll show you Navya scorecard. Here it is. So 142 in 2023. She has been one of the toppers in paper 2 again, where the paper 2 scores were very less that year. So you need to understand that there is an approach to it. There is something which the paper 2 as anthropological discipline demands. Okay, so in paper 2, if you look at, there is tribal anthropology. See, there is a language to write in tribal anthropology. The approach you have to take should be organic. At the same time, it should consist of anthropological perspective. These things will help you score, and we are going to look at all the aspects that are needed here. Okay, so you have understood why this course. First, it's already trusted and tested, so we don't have any doubt about it. Then, it will act as a booster dose for all kinds of aspirants, beginners, who are veterans, and who are rankers, for all the people. Then, high return on investment. Paper 2 will become your strength, and you will learn the implicit concepts which UPSC might ask. Because when you read globalization, you never read the theories of globalization. But when the question of Arjun Appadurai has come, people got confused that they are not mentioned, but still the question is asked. So you need to understand that globalization has theories, and one of the theories has been put forth by Arjun Appadurai. So if you have understood that, then automatically you would have answered it. Okay. So then, what is the class schedule? So First, for paper 1, all the important theories will be discussed in the first lecture. So it is going to start from 12th of June. The first lecture consists of all important theories. See, we are not going to do all the basics. It's not possible for anyone to complete everything in short span. If we are doing it, all the things that you already know, then there is no point. So here I am going to take up important theories where you generally get confused or where you don't have content or there is a possibility of different question which is not asked so far. Those theories I'll take, I'll explain, I'll discuss, and I'll tell you how to write answer to these important topics. So what should be included in the introduction, body and conclusion, how you can make your answer different. So those things we'll discuss. So first we'll have important theories in the first class. Then in the second class, unit 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, see, in unit 2, there are some 5 to 6 questions possible. So those topics will be finishing off. And then unit 3, there are 2 to 3 questions possible. So we'll be seeing all the possible important questions and topics, and that we'll try to cover here. And we are not just going to cover the static alone, but we are going to see the contemporary aspect of it. So you need to understand, if I tell you one example, that Purushartha. So the question will be Purushartha. But never ever people think from the contemporary perspective, because there is a recent article that is published, Purushartha from the present perspective, the observation in 2024. So there is a need for providing the contemporary aspect to it. So though the question sounds static, your answer should be dynamic. So here also we are going to look at it from the dynamic aspect, and we'll see how the UPSC asks questions in the previous years, because all the trends has been analyzed very well and it has been curated for 2025. So 2025 people can understand what things are most probable and how we should prepare. We should learn the structure and the content both from the static as well as contemporary perspective. So those all things, all the important parts of it will be covered in lecture 2, and then in the lecture 3, unit 7 and 8 will be covered, and unit 8 every year they are going to ask you some different questions, and those different questions which are in the news or in the publications, recent research articles published from these areas, I'll be discussing. You need to understand, you don't need to do any research, I'll be doing it, and you just have to follow it and execute it. So this course stops you from researching anymore, because all the important things, all the research that you need for the important topics of 2025 I'll be providing. So let's not focus on all the topics. It's not possible to cover everything. But from 2025 point of view, what is important, that will be covering here. Okay, from unit 7 and 8. And then we'll be having 9.1 to 9.5 in the lecture 1, and then lecture 4, and then we'll be having lecture 5. Okay, so which consists of 10, 11, 12 and 9.6, 7, 8. So here also we'll be taking all the important aspects, and especially in physical anthropology we'll try to learn how you can give socio-cultural interlinkages and the evolutionary interlinkages. So that we'll be learning. In paper 2, we have 4 lectures. Okay, so 7, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so in the 6th lecture we'll be seeing unit 2 and 3. See, again, when we are doing the paper 2, it is going to be from the Indian point of view and the Indian scholars and application of paper 1 sociological theories in paper 2, and at the same time, suppose you have unit 2, how do you interlink your demographic theories in unit 2, and what all things you can include, and what new things you can include, and what are the current trends in the population, and what possible questions can come in unit 2. So we'll look at them, and in unit 3 also we'll try to include all the latest happenings, developments and scholars. So in this manner, based on important topics, we'll be covering the tribal part. Okay, so we'll be covering the tribal part and Indian part in 4 lectures, and in the last lecture I'll be taking archaeology. So in archaeology, see, it's what you read. Okay, so it's mostly what you read, but what I'll try to do is, I'm not going to give you much of the information because it is not possible for you to remember. So what we are going to do is, we are going to simplify the existing information and put it in terms of charts so that you can easily revise, and very few topics where there is lot of discussion in the contemporary times, those topics only will discuss as value addition. So rest in archaeology we are going to limit ourselves to what is mentioned in the syllabus. Okay. Then how we are going to do content enrichment. So you can see you need thinker, their books, their concepts to substantiate your answers. And you need revision notes, short notes, and it is important. So in the class, I'm going to help you with doing your short notes or telling you how to do your short notes. So you can see this. So this is how my students make notes there, where they'll be writing thinkers, their books, and their concepts. When you have some 20 or 30 pages for all the chapters combined, you can revise every day. Morning you can wake up and half an hour you can revise all these thinkers. So automatically you have all the value addition with you, familiar to you. So you just need to understand the concept. When you know few keywords, you can automatically write a good answer. So in the introduction, you should have the thinker, book, and the concept. And in the conclusion, you can have them. So this will help you get good score. Suppose there is a question on primates, right? So primate studies or regarding the primate behavior. Always you can use Sherwood Washburn, who says that the study of humans or the study of human behavior, what he says is, he gives a quote that the path to study human behavior or humans is through the forest of primates. So what he meant to say is that if you want to study primates, if you want to study humans, you have to study primates. So these kind of books or their quotes or their works can help you in bringing very good introduction and conclusions. So in 1.5 there are such quotes and works, and in second unit, third unit, fourth unit, you have very good books and works which can help you bring out good introductions and conclusions. So this is how you're going to make notes. And I think you have seen in Telegram also, and many of the students have approached for it. So these notes you're going to make in the class. Okay, so we'll help you do it. So I'm not going to provide you the notes, but you have to do it in such a way. First you attend the class, listen to it, understand it, then internalize, then you try to make such short notes from whatever that is made as notes. Okay, so now strategy and approach. So we are going to follow the SCORE framework. So what you want at the end is the score in the exam. So first we are going to focus on getting the maximum return. We need the score. We want more marks. Even if it is boring and if it is scoring, we are going to do it. So fossils, it is scoring and we are not interested to do it. It is boring. But yet we will be covering fossils and we will be covering unit 1.4. We will be covering physical anthropology. Though things are boring, still we will be doing it. Archaeology also will be doing it. So it's not regarding whether it's interesting or not, but whether it is helping you improve your score or not. So we'll choose such topics and we'll do it. Some interesting topics might be there, but if they are not asked in the pre-YQs or if there is no trend, there is no point in focusing on those areas. Your return on investment is going to be very low. So we are going to follow the SCORE approach, the selective revision, and I always emphasize anthropology is about understanding. So without conceptual clarity, you cannot do anything, and without connecting the points, without developing the pattern, you can never ever remember things in anthropology. So it gets very difficult. First you understand, then you see the pattern and the connection between the things that will help you better write an answer and retain for longer period of time. Then optimize answer writing. What do you mean by optimized answer writing? So many of the people can study well but cannot write well. Okay, so they might have read so many things, they might have added lot of value addition to their notes, but they cannot present it. So here what we are going to do, after every class I'll be giving you few questions, and I am also giving daily answer writing questions already. So either of them, when you write, and you can approach me after joining the crash course, you can send your answers. So I'll go through and I'll tell you what exactly you have to improve, and from there again you can start working in the process of completion. So when we are in the initial classes, you can send them, and now what you can do is you can improve on those lines exactly what is needed. because random writing of answers is not going to help you. Rather, you should know where exactly you have to improve. What is the problem? Is it with respect to structure? Is it with respect to content? Or is it with respect to presentation altogether? Or your language of presentation? Sometimes in anthropology, what they tend to do is they tend to write GS style of answers. So, because they practice so much in GS, they tend to write the same way. But this is going to be counterproductive to them. So, it is going to act as a negative aspect. Rather, here, rather than assuming that the examiner knows everything, here you have to explain the things. So, that's why different people might be having a different problem. So that problem has to be addressed individually and their approach will be different. So optimized answer writing we are going to learn because somebody might have done multiple tests. Now their problem is not completing the paper. Their problem is writing it in a manner that fetches them the score. So he has to focus on the writing part, presentation part, rather than writing more number of tests. Some people might know how to write well, but they did not practice much. So depending upon your situation, we'll try to do that, and I'll be suggesting you what has to be done. Okay, so here I'll give you the questions which you can practice, and in that way you can improve your answer part. And then you have relevant current affairs integrations and engagement and mentorship. See, I am available throughout. When you have any doubt, you can approach me in the process and I'll try to help you. See, sometimes what happens, there might be more number of people having the same doubt. Then I can solve it in the group. Or if you have a specific doubt, I'll find out time and individually pay you the attention. So how we are going to cover those things, you can see. Selective revision. First, we do the PYQ analysis and we will be seeing what are the high impact themes. Okay, so which are the themes which are highly impactful, because theories are there, you have paper to thinkers, they are highly impactful. So in that case, those themes have to be covered first. So those things we'll be covering, and at the same time we will be looking at the PYQ inspired topics, because most of the questions are inspired from PYQs, but today they are becoming little analytical. So we are not just going to learn the PYQs or read what has been asked in the PYQs, but we are going to see how the PYQs can be molded to be a analytical question again in the future. So we are going to see the analytical part of PYQ questions, and then we are going to work on the emerging trends. So if you notice, they have asked recently evolution of fieldwork challenges in the contemporary times. Okay, so nobody reads it, but if you go and check out Telegram, it's already there. Why? Are we predicting the things? No, we have analyzed. They are asking from some areas where the contemporary happenings are going on. So one has to follow it. It's my job to do it. If you are joining this course, you need not do anything. It's my job to follow what are the things that are going with respect to those topics. To large extent, we'll cover it and we'll bring it to you. So based on the trends, we are going to pick the topics, and those topics we are going to revise multiple times. So we are going to do it and you can revise multiple times. And then conceptual clarity and connection. So I told you how to interlink one paper to other paper, because in paper 2 you have unit 2, in paper 1 you have 11.2. You have to link those two things, and when you write tribal part, you have to interlink the socio-cultural theories, right? So application of concepts are also learned here. So we are going to look at how you develop the conceptual clarity, because each and every concept that has been discussed in anthropological thought is applied in other parts of the socio-cultural part. You apply unit 6 in unit 2, unit 3, unit 4, unit 5, unit 7 and unit 8. So unit 8 is methodologies, but till unit 7. So you need to understand that there is a need for conceptual clarity, and you have to interlink paper 1 and paper 2 and the topics within paper 1 and within paper 2 also. And then we have answer writing, so where we'll be learning the demand. Okay, what you should be writing in the answers, I'll be telling you with respect to every topic how a question is asked and what you should be writing. But There, what's more important is using of keywords, anthropological perspectives, and the flowcharts and diagrams. So these things I'm going to train you, and depending upon what is your requirement, okay. So what is your requirement, I'm going to help you with it. Okay, so that is with respect to optimized answer writing. Here, there is no evaluation of the answers directly, but what you can do is you can write the questions I have given and you can share it with me. As soon as I find time, I'll give you the feedback. Then integration of relevant current affairs. So current affairs are nothing but in anthropology, contemporary happenings, the publications that are going on. You should see what is happening. So today there has been a publication of digital anthropology. What does it talk about? Digital anthropology was the book written by Heather Hawes and Daniel Miller. So these two people have written that book, and there they worked upon the recent usage of mobile phones, TikTok, Instagram videos, and they have found that it has the impact on the biological evolution. So they studied for a decade and they observed that somebody who has been using the mobile phone or watching the Instagram and TikTok continuously for 5 hours a day or for 2 years, and then they observed what is happening within the head of that particular person, and they observed that that portion of our brain which is known as amygdala has been shrinking. So amygdala has been evolved to deal with the fear, but today we are not being able to deal with the fear for the reason that you are focusing upon different things which you are not evolved for. See, we are not made to sit, we are rather made to run, because we were hunter gatherers in the past. But now, what is happening when we are sitting? The genes which were developed for the storage of energy now are causing obesity and cardiac arrest. In the same way, like you can use such examples and such happenings to your syllabus. You can connect them to your syllabus, and contemporary examples can be added. So you can add that technology, which is part of culture, is influencing the biological evolution. So you can write such examples and case studies, and at the same time, whatever the tribal news that is happening. See, Birsa Munda rebellion has been in news, and his contribution to freedom movement has been in news, and even his statue has been inaugurated by the PM Modi recently in the last 1 or 2 years. So this is very much in news. But what people don't understand it, that news has to be looked in from anthropological angle. So whatever the contributions that he has made, is it the freedom movement or is it a rebellion? What anthropologists are saying about it. So those things we have to look into. We cannot integrate direct example there, but we understand that example or that happening from anthropology and then write it in the answers. So that's how we are going to do all the relevant current affairs and integrate here. You don't need to do any research, and it's my job. I'll be doing for you. And if there is anything extra which is going to come, I'll be giving you in terms of notes, or I'll be giving you those research papers. You can read it yourself, and then see, once you start doing, so once you join the Anthro Crash Course, so here you have the classes, and some people can join the crash course with classes and test series. So once you write your answers, once you write your tests, you can take the personalized feedback. Okay, so first you will be interacted in person, and then you have doubt clearing sessions with the Abhishek Singh sir. So he'll also be available. I have requested him that your exam approach can be helpful to many of the people who are struggling to score in paper 2 especially. So I told him to be available, and at the same time you can directly interact with me also. There is one-on-one mentorship, so we can sit and discuss identify what is the problem and resolve. And I'm telling you, we will do it together. You need not worry about your problem, and we are there in your journey to accompany you. And whatever you have an issue, you can bring it to our notice, and I'll be taking it personally and I'll try to resolve. But just you need to be little patient because of the numbers. Maybe multiple students might be asking on the same day. So it is not possible to address all on same day. I'll be taking little time, but I'll be reach out within time to you. So this is regarding engagement and mentorship. Okay. And then what's your role? What's your role? Do you think that I'll be doing everything? I should be doing everything? This exam is all about the individual thought process on the final day, right? How you are performing on the final day. So it is your role to develop the skills and my role to provide you the guidance and simplify your preparation process. So above everything, I want the trust, because what happens, in anthropology, people doesn't stop at one place. They run from here to there to here, multiple teachers, multiple students. See, you can follow anyone whom you trust. So if you're following that particular person, have the complete trust in them and follow them. Definitely it will give you the result. It might be other teachers also. I don't say you should follow me only. So if you trust my process, come to me and trust it completely. If you trust others, you can go there as well. There is no obligation or no force on anyone that, or I can't say that you come to me only, because I look for the benefit of the students. It is for your interest. If you are following one thing, follow one thing properly, revise it multiple times, try to execute and incorporate that in your answers, and take the feedback and keep improving on daily basis. First and foremost is the trust. And next is last minute revision tools. I've shown you, right, how the revision short notes are made. So here you should also make that short notes from your end. So I'll be teaching everything in the class, all the important topics. But after going home, what you should do? You should see the class and try to make short notes from it, because without short notes it is not possible to revise multiple times. So multiple times it's only possible when you have short notes, and at the same time you should revise strategically. See, which things has to be remembered, those things only has to be written, because all other things are already there in your mind. You know the understanding part. So first and second read you will be doing all the understanding aspect, but third, fourth, fifth, sixth, you'll only read what you don't remember, because rest all you have understood. Once you give the hint, automatically you'll frame the story. So revision should also be very strategical. Once you make the short notes, you should also focus on the areas which are very important, where there is high probability. So the revision pattern should be in such a way, the things you are forgetting should be placed in spaced repetitions. That means every 4 days or 3 days, you should take up the topics which you are forgetting, or which you feel difficult, and which you feel easy, you can revise once in a week. So but this you should revise once in 3 days. So the revision should be strategical. So this plan, if you have any problem with planning regarding this, I've already done a plan with spaced repetitions that can help you revise properly. You can go through our channel, in the Telegram channel, the link given below. You can join there. You can see the schedule that is made. So how strategically you can revise things. And then it is not just about reading. So first you trusted the process, you have come, then you have attended the classes, then you made the short notes, you are revising strategically. But if you are not practicing, if you are not converting it onto paper, then there is no use of what you are doing. So from your end, what I want is, I want you to practice on regular basis. I told you about the optimized answer writing, right? So wherever the areas you find yourself to be weak, those areas has to be worked upon regularly. And all the information that you are learning, it is not possible to put in the exam hall without practicing it before. So we are going to learn lot of value addition. But that value addition you'll only able to be put in the paper when you have practiced before. So this is very, very important. And next, the consistency, staying consistent. So doing it for 1 day and again taking a break of 2 days, or thinking that I'll do in the last 10 days, that is going to spoil the broth. Okay, so what you need is, you need to be consistent, do slowly, because anthropology altogether cannot be ingested. So you'll be having digestion problem with respect to content at the end. So you cannot rush. Rather, take it slowly, slow and steady, and it will be helping you win it. Okay. So trust the process, trust the mentor, whoever it may be. be Dhoni in the process. So you have to be like MS Dhoni. Trust the process, don't focus much on the results. Once you do it, automatically results will show up, and he has been the most successful person because he has believed in things what he is doing. He always trusted the process, and for him process is more important than results. Okay. Now, last minute revision tools, as I have said, you can see this is the Abhishek's notes that he has made for the final minute revision. So, in the similar manner, everybody has to make their notes. There are other good students also, they have made notes, and you should also be making it because this is going to be helpful, and you will be revising 10 times, 15 times. When you do 10 or 15 revisions of your short notes, whatever that is there, you will be able to put everything in the exam. But if you're reading too much and if you're not revising and if you don't have short notes, you will be writing out of 10 only 3 or 4 points. But here, whatever you have, 10 out of 10 you may write. So, last minute revision tools are very important, and this will help in fetching you good marks and improve your score. See, normally by the content you have, whatever you have read, you might be getting 260. But if you have not revised, it will go till 240 only. Because 20 marks are just because of more number of revisions. And revising strategically, I have explained you that not reading everything equally, revising the most important things, and revising which you face the difficulty, and having spaced repetitions are very, very important. These things you have to keep in mind, and if you're not revising strategically, at the end you are going to land up in anxious position, and that will decrease your productivity altogether, spoil your entire preparation for the mains. So don't commit such mistake. Ensure you are revising strategically. So pick out the areas where you have difficulties and reach out to your mentor. If you are my student, you can come to me. Definitely, I'll tell you what can be done the best in those areas, and you revise multiple times and get the best outcome. Then, whatever you learn, you have to apply. I said, right? So, many a times we read so many things, but when we go to the exam hall, we never write those things and we write some random stuff and come. Why will this happen? Because you did not practice application of those things before the exam. So I have already discussed it. I am telling you again, you should apply what you have learned. Then being consistent, consistency is the key to success in UPSC. And here, hard work beats talent. So though talent might be one of the factor, but hardworking people always beat these talented people, because here in this exam, it is the consistency, it is the consistent practice that one needs, and the time. Because I have to tell you one more thing, you have 12 hours a day, at least 12 hours if you are putting for other things, 12 hours for your exam. In this 12 hours, you divide your day into the time span according to the marks. Anthropology is for 500 marks. So 500 is 5 by 1250. You can calculate, it is almost half, around half of the time should go for optional, right? In the entire preparation. And coming to essay, ethics, they being 500, another part should go for there, and rest the remaining. So you need to keep in mind that you are investing accordingly. Suppose you are investing very less time in your optional and expecting the good score, that's the wrong thing to do, so, right? So you cannot expect without working hard. So hard work beats talent, and consistency is the key. Again and again, that perseverance and consistency has been talked by the toppers, and I think everybody who is writing mains know it. So don't delay further and try to start your preparation as up, and be consistent for these 60 days. And when you know why you are doing it, you will automatically work hard, and when you are working hard, the results show. So it's going to start from 12th of June, and you can enroll. If you have any doubts, you can fill the form below or reach out on the numbers that are given, and they'll help me. Oh, sir, they'll help you reaching out to me. But I would like to tell one thing again. I wish you all the best for your mains 2025 anthropology, and I would request you to plan in a proper way and don't get stuck in between. If you have any issue, you can reach out to me personally, and whatever the issues you can have, you can convey it to me, and I'll take out some time and I'll tell you what can be the best approach possible. Or you can reach out to any other mentor, but trust one person, have one good guide and mentor, and try to make the best out of it. And if you are part of this course, anyhow, that's taken care. See you all in the class. Thank you.